And we're back. This time I'm going to continue my adventures through Florida, the FloriDario adventures, with my time in Universal Studios and also Islands of Adventure, which honestly may be the best theme park I've ever been to in my entire life, at least as a grown-up, for grown-ups. So let's get into it. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
Okay, and I'm back. So this one is probably going to be a short one. And I realized I did the Spanish one before this, and I kind of messed up a lot. There's a lot of rookie mistakes. Whoopsie. So for those of you who listen to that, you'll notice one or two mess ups. One or two. Hopefully. Maybe. Just. I don't know. Anyway, so let's see. This is going to be a short one because I don't have a lot of material for this one because unfortunately, well, not actually unfortunately, because I didn't record that many things while I was over there at Islands of Adventure because you get wet. And I mean soaked. And I mean completely and totally soaked. Which is cool, which is fun. It's what you're there for. The water, we went through 3 water rides in a row, and after the first one, we were drenched head to toe. Feet soaking wet, hat soaking wet, everything top to bottom, and every single ride we ended up getting soaking wet in the water one. So we very quickly decided that, you know what, I'm just not going to have my phone on me because my shorts are wet, and then my phone gets wet, and I don't want that. And Universal has like this really fun stuff, clever thing where you get free lockers before every ride. So we just put them in the locker room, and it's free, and it wasn't getting wet, wasn't getting damaged, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, before I get into all that stuff, let me just give you a quick reminder that any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at DarioSDW and at Super Dario World. I was going to load some pictures of my trip today. Unfortunately, Instagram decided not to work, so sorry for those of you who missed it. Anyway, well, you'll see it eventually. Anyway, streaming on YouTube and on Twitch at Super Dario World. I will probably go back to doing that this week because I think things get back to normal after this week. I'm only like hired for finishing one more project, and I think it ends this week. They have to send me stuff and I have to edit it, but whatever. So hopefully things get back to normal. Anyway, let's get into this because it was a lot of fun. So like I said, I was at Islands of Adventure, and the biggest thing that we were asking ourselves before we went to Islands of Adventure is it worth getting the park hopper? Are we going to spend our money into it? Will we have enough time? The answer to me was yes. We got the park hopper. So for those of you who don't know, there's 2 different parks. There's one that's Islands of Adventure, and which is the one that has the most roller coasters, and there's Universal Studios right next door, which has more like movie stuff, and it's more of an experience thing. Both of them have Harry Potter stuff in it, and they're connected via the park hopper, and the park hopper is the Hogwarts Express, the train. So it's a ride in itself. And the ride it's a different ride both ways. So if you're in Islands of Adventure, you get Hogsmeade and all the, the castle of Hogwarts, the school. And so you get the magical side. And on Universal Studios, you get the Diagon Alley side. So that's like more like the human world. And it's actually hidden. Diagon Alley, the first time I walked right in front of it, I didn't see it. So it's a little bit hidden, but it's cool because you go into like King's Cross Station in London. It's supposed to be that. So it's a cool experience both ways. It's a different adventure each way, so that's fun. That was clever, and so you have to kind of go through it twice in order for you to get the full experience. So worth it, definitely. I thought, honestly, like I said, it's probably the best park, like a park I've ever been to in my entire life because of the roller coasters. It has a lot of roller coasters, and they're really good. They're really fun. Universal does this fun thing where they kind of actually try to get you into the experience. They want to make it more of an experience. They actually want to get you in the vibe of what you're about to experience. So let's say the Hogwarts one. I can just show you the Hogwarts one, but honestly, most of you here are probably for Harry Potter anyway, so let's just get into the Harry Potter stuff. This one doesn't really matter. This is Hogsmeade, right? As you can see, they actually kind of rebuilt the town a little bit, so you feel like it's in the movie. Like they actually invested a lot of money in this. There's different spots on the ground that mark areas that have magic. So if you have a wand, you can actually activate certain things. The castle looks phenomenal. It's huge. The castle is freaking... You can buy butterbeer there. But the castle, as you can see, it's freaking huge. Again, a lot of money here. There's 3 Harry Potter rides, I think, in total. It's Escape from Gringotts, the Hogwarts Castle, and there's something for Hagrid. I don't remember the name. Hagrid's Magical Creatures or something. So the castle's pretty huge. It looks legit. While you're in line, it's an entire experience. So like I said, it's not just that they have the decorations from the movie and stuff like that. It's the paintings and stuff. Well, there's like a dragon there. Well, wyvern. There's the paintings. They're kind of talking to you, and they're trying to get you into the mood of what that particular day is going to be. Like, and the ride, it's like you're about to go to a Quidditch game, so they're talking about Quidditch. They're talking about the experience. They're bickering between each other. So they really try to get you into the world, and a lot of their rides do this. It's something that I really really liked about Universal Studios. It's not exactly interactive, but they're trying to make you feel like, hey, you're here. Like you're not in Islands of Adventure. You're in Hogwarts. You're experiencing everything. When in the King Kong one, you are in Skull Island. So they actually try really really hard to get you in there, and it works. And so while you're waiting in line, it's like it's an experience in itself. So that was pretty cool. But now let's move on to the thing, and it's really cool. Like the ride is fantastic. It's a mix of 3D and a roller coaster. It's a fun experience. Let's move on to my favorite thing, the thing that I was there for, the one thing that I was most excited for, Jurassic Park. I'm a Jurassic Park guy. I love dinosaurs. I loved dinosaurs as a little kid. I'm not sure which movie I've seen more in my life, Jurassic Park or The Lion King. Those are like my two biggest movies watching growing up. I watched them over and over. I got this Jurassic Park shirt over there. That's why I'm wearing it today. I love it. I may never take it off. It's a little bit small, but I do not care. I got it there in Jurassic World, so it's special to me. Anyway, I got attacked by this weirdo there. Anyway, probably most of my pictures from that park are from the Jurassic Park spot. Why? Because I was in Jurassic Park and I love it. Anyway, as you can see, they have a lot of really cool, interesting experiences. They got the T-Rex and the cars, and I was acting a fool, obviously. They got the Spinosaurus, and the Jeep. The Jeep, I would love to have that Jeep. It's an iconic thing, you know. Anyway, they have how in the movie in the park, in a Jurassic Park, when you walked in at first, the front door, they have this giant skeleton of a T-Rex and like a Brontosaurus. They recreated that, and it's a gift shop, but it's really cool. Like, I did not expect that. I walking into a gift shop and seeing that, it's like, oh my god, like all my childhood dreams are coming true. Like I'm in Jurassic Park. So I really enjoyed that. Then the ride, the Velocicoaster, is probably the greatest. It's the best roller coaster I've ever been to in my life. And let me talk to you a little bit about first off, the experience going in. So this is probably going to be the picture of today's podcast, because just look at that. The statue of the 4 raptors from Jurassic World. But blue. I think this is blue. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's a statue. But look at this. I'm going to put some audio here. Hopefully it doesn't freak you out. But check that out. This is, again, you're waiting in line, and you're going through it, and you hear that, and you feel it actually look. It's a mech, right? But you actually feel like a raptor's in, like, it's mad and wants to get you. You know, the movie, there's a part of the movie where Chris Pratt has the raptor in like this, on this wall with this cage on its face, and it's angry. They recreated that, and it's phenomenal. So I loved it. Anyway, let me see if I can find I think there's a picture of the roller coaster, the Velocicoaster. So it's this, right? This big black roller coaster right there. It goes from, I think, 0 to 60 or maybe 70 in 2 seconds. And the thing about it is, it's the first roller coaster I've ever been to that halfway through it, they give you more speed. You know what sometimes it looks like you're going to, like those bumps where you're going to stop, and we thought you were going to stop. No, it reached those bumps and you kept going faster. And there's only like a little bar holding you there, and as you can see, you're upside down quite a lot. They flip you a lot, and there's only a little bar holding you there, and you feel like you're gonna fall off a lot. Like, I almost lost this hat, and this is one of the hats you tie it up, and I was wearing it, and I immediately like opened it up a little and tied it back, behind my head so that I wouldn't lose it, because I don't want to lose my hat. And I had to take drastic measures just so that I would not lose this stupid hat. And what else? And and I usually have my hands up, act the fool. Not this time. I was holding on to dear life most of the time, because you do feel like you're gonna fall off, and it's fantastic, phenomenal. We wanted to go. It was probably the longest line that we waiting on all day. It was 20 minutes. We got really lucky. The COVID era stuff for roller coasters has been fantastic. It was already like the down season when we went, but it's also COVID era. So, but no mask, which is fantastic. But I think we took a picture of this ride because everybody's like, it's like, oh my god. So I'm gonna try to find it. I think my sister has it. But anyway. No, 20-minute line, and we wanted to go again, but we wanted to go through everything, and at the end, we had enough time to try it again. Unfortunately, it broke down. I think they were just trying to kick us out, because, because it's the down season, they closed at 6, and they're like, get out of here, but we're thinking they're trying to kick us out. Anyway, best freaking roller coaster there. If you're Islands of Adventure, that one is where you want to go. Obviously, you're probably going to go to the Harry Potter stuff, but to me, that was the best roller coaster there by far. Anyway, moving on, you can see the train that takes you there. I don't know why I didn't take video on the inside. I think I was actually just enjoying the experience. Like, oh my god, look at that. I didn't want to miss it just for recording. But I probably should have. Because again, it's an experience. You're like in the little private booths, and there's the characters, Harry and Ron's and Hermione, they're walking around, and on one of the ways you see a Dementor. It's really cool. And then on the other side, you get Diagon Alley, right? And you have the ride Escape from Gringotts, and as you can see, like they invested so much money in this, and it looks legit. There's the store that sells wands. I don't remember the dude's name off the top of my head. I'm forgetting. We went through the tour, and those are sneaky sons of bitches in that tour, because they pick a kid, and they're like, okay, you're gonna try to find the experience to find the right wand for you, and so they go through the whole thing, like the wand magically picks him or whatever. And so, like, yes, here's the wand that magically picked you. And then they tell the parents, yeah, you got to pay for that. Or you don't have to buy it. But how are you going to tell your kid? Like, they pick a little kid, like a 5-6-year-old or whatever, and you took him over to Universal, and the wand chose him. And how are you going to tell him, like, nah, you ain't buying that. I'm not spending, I don't even know how expensive it was. I did not want to. I already have a wand. I got it for free. I did not need to spend money on that. But it's a fun little thing if your kid's not the one that gets picked. Anyway, the dragon. So the Escape from Gringotts, it's a thing. It's a ride. It's really cool. The dragon sometimes moves and spits out fire or whatever. But again, you're going through the whole thing. It's the entrance of the bank, exactly like the entrance of the bank in the first Harry Potter movie that's going, and all the goblins, they're counting money and stuff like that, doing the paperwork. And then you go into the vault, and they're telling you a story. It's one of Ron's brothers. I forget his name, but he's there doing something in the bank, and one of the employees, and it's a story, and they're getting you into it. So it's a fun experience. Honestly, it makes it special. Like you were part of the adventure, and so it was really cool. I highly recommend both of them. If you have to pick one, honestly, my favorite ride here had nothing to do with Harry Potter. I know this one's the best by far. This is the best one, but my favorite one was the Mummy one, and I know the Mummy ride is also here in California. I never gone on it. So it was a big shock to me how cool it was. The Mummy ride, to me, it was, first off, I had just seen the Mummy again. And it's because, Brendan Fraser's having a renaissance in his career. And I was like, let's go back to watch it, like a good, bad movie. And so I went back to watch it. Now, I was hyped on it. But the ride, to me, the best way I can describe it is, imagine if Space Mountain and Indiana Jones had a baby, and that baby was on cocaine. That was that ride. It's insane. They have at one point they set the roof on fire. And you're like, holy shit, we're inside. Who does that? Who sets off freaking fireworks at a roller coaster like fire? And they set off the roof on fire. It's wild. So I did not expect it, but I highly enjoyed it. So there you go. Like I said, this one, that's a good place to stop. This one's kind of like a shorter one, because I don't have that much material to show you. I was too busy having fun. I was too busy being wet and not having my phone in my pocket. So great times. A lot of fun. Highly recommend it. If I have to pick one park over the other, I would go Islands of Adventure, because I'm a roller coaster guy. But if you're looking for something more chill and like different types of rides, it's more like 3D stuff, then Universal Studios side's pretty cool, and that's where you get Escape from Gringotts. But anyway, that's it for today. As always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario SDW and at Super Dario World, streaming on YouTube and on Twitch at Super Dario World. Tomorrow will probably be the last one, the last one of my FloriDario vacation. So hope you're excited for that. Hope you're ready for things to get back to normal. I'm considering maybe doing a double tomorrow, because tomorrow's Otaku Tuesday and actually binge watched 2 shows over the weekend. It was weird. I wanted to watch like one thing while I was eating, and I ended up binge watching a whole season of a show. And well, at least that's the only thing that had on Crunchyroll. And then the next day I was like, all right, now I'll just have something like on the background while I have dinner. And then I ended up binge watching that whole show, and it was fantastic. Honestly, it's like I even bought the books. I want to read the books. But anyway, because it's a mystery, and I want to know what's the result of the mystery. So I want to know. Anyway, that's that. I don't think that has anything to do with anything, but whatever. That's it. As always, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again next time.